Hi everybody, Faith with Annie Bell's Just Desserts, and we're coming to you with yet another segment for your holiday desserts. We're going to be bringing desserts to you for the holidays that will taste great and look beautiful on your table, and we want to make sure that you get your full of them all. So we have a guest with us today, and this is his first time on our show. Hey Ken, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, speaking of full, I can't wait to get full. But yes, I am Kenneth Horton. I am a licensed attorney, and I practice in Louisiana and in Texas. I also do a lot of public speaking regarding criminal justice issues and motivational issues, motivational topics of that nature. I am very happy to be here. I love desserts. I'm not a dessert connoisseur, but I can pretend today. You know?
Well, we're glad you're here, and we're glad you're willing to pretend, but he's not going to have to pretend. I promise you, you will see on his face how great these desserts are. Heather, how you doing?
There is no pretending once you get that bread pudding.
Right?
It is the best.
You guys all know my co-host, Heather. Heather, say hi.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
We're doing dessert and pairing. Generally, when you watch our show, we're pairing wine. We're switching things up a little bit for this segment. We want to pair this luscious bread pudding with a hot toddy. Why did I choose that? Because get this, it's a hot toddy bread pudding. Makes sense, right?
It makes sense.
Makes sense to me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have Ken. He brought a recipe for us to prepare this hot toddy, and he's gonna help us through that. Then we're gonna taste this delicious bread pudding with his concoction and tell you what we think. How's that? So we've already put your honey in here. That's in here. So,
Yes.
And what else you needed to do?
Yes, there's already a little honey in there because that's also part of the ingredient of hot toddy. Especially during this time of the year, it is magnificent. So what we want to do is we want to pair it with a good whiskey. Any type of whiskey of your preference. I would recommend, a top shelf whiskey that will really go well with it. That way, only a little bit will do the trick. You want to make sure and have about a tablespoon of honey, which is already included in our nice, classy mugs here. So the next thing is you want to have a little bit of hot water as well. It is a little bit still hot from when we warmed it up. So you want to put eyeballing a little bit.
We want you to make us one too, Mr. Ken.
I'm about to
Yes.
pour
Heather,
it.
you're not speaking up. He's leaving
Sorry,
us out.
I'm listening
About
in.
a half.
This is honestly my first time having a hot toddy, so I am looking forward to this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there
It's a
you
new
go.
You're gonna love it.
experience for
It's
me.
gonna- It's gonna change your life.
I hope
I
so.
hope so.
And so now we want to add our whiskey.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do it New Orleans style. I'm gonna do it classy style.
Classy style.
So what's New Orleans style?
I would have kept pouring on the first glass.
Uh,
I would still be
whiskey tidy, huh?
Yes.
heavy hands.
Is this something you could also make without the whiskey?
Yes, it is something you can make without whiskey. For those of you that were interested in a mocktail instead of the whiskey, you might want to consider cinnamon and nutmeg. And maybe tea to kind of balance that out and blend it out and still give you that spice that the whiskey is going to give. And that way it substitutes for the bite without having to have the alcohol with it.
Nice.
Very nice.
So our last touch is we want to have a little bit of lemon with it. You can't do anything without the citrus flavor. So that is actually the last bit that we want to put the perfect taste on it. And this is one where you can pretty much let the lemon soak in.
I love the smell of fresh lemon.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Y'all gonna love it.
We know that. We like to feel the warmth of the cup. We love the way it smells. We can't wait to figure out, to see how it tastes, but we can't do any of that without tasting this dessert first. So let's try that.
Yes, let's dig in.
Dig in.
This is so nice and warm.
That was a big bite.
Still need a moment.
It's life changing. Her
It
bread
really is.
pudding is life changing. It's just that good.
There is certainly no pretending here.
This is called a hot toddy bread pudding because it's actually made with bourbon. There is actually like 4 tablespoons of bourbon in this bread pudding. And there's lots and lots of pecans. There's lots and lots of heavy whipped cream. It gives it its decadency and its denseness. And the flavor is, to me, just amazing. It's also been drizzled with a bourbon brown sugar sauce that has soaked into the bread pudding itself. And you guys should be experiencing that right about now as well. So it's just great.
Caught it on the first bite.
And we're gonna take this.
Hold on, need a little bite.
I'm gonna try this great hot toddy with it. Oh, that works for me. That works for me.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Flavors definitely. There's a nice blend.
It's an amazing blending. We wanted to try something different. We know we do wine pairings all the time, but we wanted to make sure that you know that there are also cocktails that goes great with desserts. And that's the whole idea behind this segment. And this is working well. Ken's recipe, I mean, I guess can be altered however you may need to alter it, but you can always reference our show for the recipe he used, and it works amazingly with this bread pudding. This bread pudding can also be found on the website, and it's just, like I said, it's brioche bread. It's like at least 5 cups of heavy whipping cream. It's bourbon, it's cinnamon, it's brown sugar. It's decadent, and it works with this hot toddy.
I have to say, desserts, I'm just as tedious with desserts because I'm very much on textures. I'm a picky eater, as they like to say. So I am as tedious with desserts as I am doing cases in court. And I have to say, every bit of flavor you can taste within this bread pudding, and it is amazing. There is no substitute for it. Do not buy this in the stores, on the shelves. No, you need to buy it here, right here. I'm telling you right now. This is it.
Specialty, her bread pudding. It is just amazing. And this is like the warm bread pudding, and then the drink, it just warms your soul. Oh my God, you could just feel it. Everything, the flavors just coming at it. A great combination, the citrus in here with the lemon.
I use brioche bread for this, but here's my little secret, my little hint. I also added some croissants because croissants have such a buttery taste, a flavor to it, and it just gives to the richness of this bread pudding. Brioche by itself is also pretty buttery, but it's more of an egg-based bread. So the croissants add to that. It adds this buttery flavor, this buttery goodness to it, right? So, just a few croissants in with the brioche makes all the difference in the world. So guys, what do we think about this? Is this a great pairing?
A+.
I think it's an absolute.
This is gonna be an absolute for the holidays.
Yes.
I think the holidays, when you think about the holidays, we call them holidays because they make you feel a certain kind of way. And, this dessert makes you feel a certain kind of way. It definitely makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside, and we're heading into Christmas, Thanksgiving feel, where we like that kind of feeling. This dessert is ideal to capture that moment. So I think this pairing is genius. I think this bread pudding is genius.
Another little tip, just for the aesthetic part, if you wanted to dust it with a little powdered sugar, it just makes it that much prettier. So there you have it. We have our hot toddies, we have our hot toddy bread pudding, and we have our guest who has made all of this good stuff possible.
Thank you, Ken.
This is great. Thank y'all for having me here.
So there you have it. Another segment of Annie Bell's Just Dessert. If you like what you see, hit the like button below, subscribe to us, and you can always find me on my webpage, anniebells.net, where you can find any of my desserts and you can order any dessert that you like. I want to say thank you again to our guest, Ken. This whiskey is called TX Whiskey. I brought it right at a local store, Brady's, and you can find it there. So there you go. Have yourself a hot toddy, cuddle up in front of the fireplace, because guess what, guys? Holidays are coming.
It is.
AnnieBells.net. See you later. Bye-bye.
All right.